Yo, what's up guys, it's Jay the DJ Trader, and I'm bringing you a much more simplified version of understanding the 20% consistency along with Top One's new rules for payout. Let's get started with this video. Alright, so before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so, especially if you like the video and you find it helpful. If not, it is what it is. You don't like me, whatever. And the other thing I'm going to ask is, if you're going to buy an evaluation or straight to funded account, consider buying it through my affiliate link. I know that there are tons of people out there that are much better traders than I am, that are more successful than I am. I know that there's gurus out there that sell their courses and stuff. I don't do any of that. I'm just a regular trader just like you guys. I would definitely appreciate if you were to buy your accounts through my affiliate link. That is going to be in the description below, and this would help me out. So help a brother out. Alright, so let's talk about the new rules for payouts. The consistency stays the same, 20% consistency, but now you are required to make 5% growth on the account minimum to be able to qualify for a payout, and you can only pull out 1% of the income that you've made on the account. So let's talk about the target first. So before, with the old rules, you only had to make 2% on the account for growth, which was great. And if you still have that old account, then you can keep that 2% growth. But that's it. There was no changes. All you had to do was 2% and 20% consistency. It was super simple, super easy. But now Top One has changed the rules where you now have to essentially make more but less, if that makes sense. So we'll talk about it really quickly. So the payout target, the first payout target, you need to achieve 5% growth on the account, and then second payout then is 4%, and then third is 3%. Now the 5% and the 4% and the 3% is on the account size itself. So what does that mean? All right, so on the 150K account, we're just going to do 150K because that is what I trade. 150K account, the 5% growth means that you have to make $7,500 minimum to be able to receive a payout. Now, once you make that $7,500, the max you can pull from the account is $3,500. That's the max you're able to pull on a 150K account with the brand new accounts as of, I think it was April 27th. So you can no longer do $5,000 payouts, which is kind of lame in my opinion, but whatever, is what it is. So $3,500 is the most that you can pull. So at $7,500, when you pull $3,500, that means you're left with $4,000. Now, what does that mean for the second payout? So if you're left with $4,000 as a buffer, that is it. That's your buffer. If you blow that $4,000, you're done. So I personally would not pull until you have $10,000, $15,000, so that you have a good cushion to be able to back yourself in case you have more drawdown. But in this scenario, you pull the $3,500 from the $7,500 that you've made, and you're left with $4,000. Now you need to make another 4% growth on the 150K account. So your balance is technically at $154,000. You now need to make 4% on the 150, which means you need to make $6,000. So for your second payout, that means that your account balance needs to be at $10,000, because $6,000 plus $4,000 is $10,000. Now, after you've achieved your second payout, you will only have to achieve 3%. Now, 3% growth on 150K is $4,500. That is the minimum that you need to make to be able to get that payout. So your balance after the payout, if you've achieved the $10,000 on the account balance, from what we've explained, will be at $6,500. So then your account would essentially have to be at $11,000, and then you'll be able to do that third payout. Now, the 20% consistency has not changed. You basically create your own profit target, even though there is a profit target that you need to get to. Now, for me personally, I don't care about the consistency rule, because as long as you're trading smart, as long as you're taking your money and your wins and you continue the way you trade, you will eventually get to that 20% consistency. So whether you make $3,000, $2,000, $1,500, as long as you're being consistent with your trading, you will eventually get to that 20% consistency. But if you want to be like super anal about it, and you want to, let's say, specifically target the $7,500, then you just have to do some simple math to figure out how much can I make in a day to be able to qualify for that payout to get to that $7,500. So all you have to do is do 7,500 times 0.20%, which is $1,500. As long as I make $1,500 per day in 5 days, I will achieve the 20% consistency and getting to the $7,500 and qualify for the payout. Now, if you have any time payout, then in 5 days, you'll be able to receive that payout. But if you don't, and you have the free version and you need to wait 14 days, up to you what you want to do. I personally, again, would want to build my buffer to about $13,000-$15,000 before I get a payout, so that I have a good cushion afterwards, so that I can continue trading without being risky on the account. But that's just me. So if you want to achieve this $7,500 minimum and then pull out the $3,500, then $1,500 is what you need to make per day to get to that target. So essentially, if you want to do, you could do this in multiple days, especially since 14 days is the standard price if you don't have the anytime. You can make $800 a day, $900 a day. As long as you're under that $1,500, you'll get to that 20%. No problem. But if you wanted to achieve it in that 5 days, then 1,500 is the max you'd be able to make. All right, so for those that haven't seen this chart, this is a consistency rule chart that was created by another content creator, but this can help you with figuring out that consistency rule and figuring out how you're doing with it. So as an example, $1,500 per day in 5 days gets me that 20% consistency. So right now, consistency shows that it's at $100 after making $1,500. If I make another $1,500, I'm at $50. If I make another $1,500, I'm at $33. Another, I'm at $25. And there, 20%. So again, in 5 days, you could make that consistency of 20% to be able to qualify for that payout. Now, if you don't do it this way, and you do it in intervals. So let's say first day you do make $1,500, then day 2 you make $800, then day 3 it's a little bit smaller. Day 4, let's say you lose $1,000, bad day. Day 5, whoops, hold on, negative $1,000. So there, that day I don't do so hot, and I lost money. Then next day I make $650. Second day I make $1,200. And then this day I make $1,500 again, and then $650, and then $450, and then $1,000, and $1,200. There, just like that. 11 days essentially. And then day 13, 14, 15, or whatever, you guys don't have to trade this, but you'd be getting to that consistency of 20% or lower. But again, you still wouldn't have, in my opinion, enough equity in the account to be able to get that payout, just because $4,000 is not a lot to work with. I know it's doable, but I personally don't like that kind of drawdown. I want to be able to have as much drawdown as possible to be able to be safe when I'm trading. So yeah, so that's basically it, guys. Not too complicated. They did make this change so that their company can remain profitable. Obviously, they need to be profitable to be able to pay out to everyone else. It's kind of lame that they did lower the amount that you can pull out, but at the same time, it makes sense. The less that they pay out, the more that they make, and the more that they're able to stay alive. Obviously, they make their money from people who fail accounts and burn their accounts and spend lots and lots of money trying to get payouts and fail. And so by doing this, it makes it harder obviously, for us to be able to try and pass and achieve and attain that payout. But for them on a business side of things, it makes sense because they need to be profitable. They need to make money from the people who fail. As much as they want, and they say that they want their traders to succeed, and they want us to go into a live account, and they want us to do this, X, Y, Z, or whatever, in the end, a prop firm makes their money from people who fail, and that's how they make their money. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Nice, short, and sweet compared to like my last video. That one was like 20 minutes long. I hope you're enjoying the simplicity of this video. Once again, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, I'm going to leave my affiliate link down below. I would very much appreciate if you guys were to buy your evaluations or straight to funded from that link. Please and thank you, because you know, there's tons of affiliates out there that are making crazy bank from people who are buying these accounts. And I'm not selling any courses or anything. I'm just a regular trader trying to make ends meet, just like you guys, trying to get these payouts, and you know, anything helps. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Take care, peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.